What's up, gamers? Today we're going to be looking at the Snowball Launcher, which you can get from the weekly items right now. It's for 1,680 gold, and it's a pretty cool grenade launcher. You can also buy Crackshot right now, and I'll be doing a video on him later this week, purely because he's going to be here all season, whereas the Snowball Launcher is only here for this week, so get this while you can. So let's just get into what perks you should put on it and what heroes you can with it. Okay, here we are in the perk screen for the Snowball Launcher. As you can see, the model is slightly bugged at the moment. I say at the moment, it's been like this for a while. But let's just get into the weapon. Its description reads, explosive weapon, lobs grenades that damage and knock back groups of enemies in a moderate radius. This basically explains how the weapon works. It has quite a high impact, so a lot of enemies are being knocked back. This weapon is going on 3 years old now, so you would think it got power crept by other weapons. But surprisingly, it's still pretty powerful. So let's get into its perks. Its element is water, which deals 10% damage as well. Because all of these perks are blue, it's a standard grenade launcher. This is no god rolled. This is going to be how it performs on itself. We got double damage for its second and third, because with this weapon, it's not that possible to go with a crit build. Because there's only your third perk, which you can change to either crit rating or crit damage, and if you change it to either crit rating or crit damage, it's going to be low either way, so it's just not worth it. I'd go with the double damage. Its fourth perk is reload speed, because it only has a magazine of 6, and then for its fifth perk we got damage to slowed and snared targets. This is because its sixth perk, damage dealt with this weapon snares a target for 30% for 6 seconds. So every time you hit a target, it's going to get snared, and then the next time you hit it, it's going to do 30% more damage. Let's go and show you what hero I'd run with this. The hero loadout we're going to be using for the Snowball Launcher is similar to the one that we used in the Storm King's Wraith video, in which we just swapped Demolish Penny for Breakbeat Wildcat just to get the crit rating and crit damage higher. So what she does is eliminating 4 enemies in 9 seconds grants Rocking Riff. This will increase your damage by 50%, decaying over 8 seconds. This is just to increase your damage because we already have a double damage perk on the Snowball Launcher. So since we're not going to be focusing so much on the crit rating and crit damage, we're going to need as much damage as possible. But when we are talking about crit rating, our team perk Totally Rocking Out will help us. Rocking Riff also increases crit rating by 160, decaying over 8 seconds, and heals for 73.75 base health. We won't need the heals as much as we need the crit rating, just so that we can get in extra damage. In our support team we've got Fumble and Subway Fish just to get Totally Rocking Out going. This is just easier to get the actual thing up. What's it called? Rocking Riff. I do not remember that. It's easier to get Rocking Riff activated by having these two in your slots, so we can get the wafers and the footballs going, get a kill, get a football, break metal, get a wafer, and then your Rocking Riff is activated. It's simple as that. For our third support team member, we've got Faster Explosions, Demolish Penny. We all know what she does, increases launcher damage by 17%. It's just a general perk which is going to help us in this build. Locked and Reloaded, I'm not sure will work, because after reloading it increases weapon damage by 15% for 5 seconds. I don't know if this applies to explosive weapons. I assume it does because it's a weapon. But yeah, that will take us on to our next person, which is, I forget his name. Start up, every shot increases ranged weapon damage by 1% up to a maximum of 25 stacks. Switching weapons or reloading removes the buff. It says ranged weapon damage, and over here it says weapon damage, so I'm assuming that Locked and Reloaded definitely will work, but this might not. I don't know if an explosive is a ranged weapon. In some cases it is, but I don't know. Let's just get into the game and see how much damage we can do with this. So we've just got an new mission, and this is a power level 108. We're going to be doing 2 encampments. Before we do get into this is probably not the best build with this weapon. To unlock its best capabilities, you want to use Demolish Penny, but for the sake of the video, not being repetitive compared to the one that I uploaded the other day on the Storm King's Wraith, we're going with Breakbeat just to mix it up a bit. So let's just get into it. Let's see how this performs. Also, I just want to say how good the wrap looks on this weapon, because you've got like the blue things on the end. It looks amazing. So our Rocking Riff has been activated pretty quickly as we've taken out a large amount of risks. As you can see, they're all one hit basically. Oh, and we accidentally activated the other one. Look at the impact on that. Every time you're hitting an enemy, them going flying. get the locked and reloaded going to get that extra 15% damage. I don't perform well against Husky Husks, as you can see. Anyhow, let's go over here and do a smasher test. Right over here, if I recall. Yep. Let's eat some wafers, get locked and reloaded going. One clip. Let's reload. Eat a wafer. So it's taken about roughly 3 clips to kill a smasher. Oh, what's also good about this weapon, because it's an explosive, you can easily take out right husks by hitting the back of them. As so. And so, because the impact is so high, them going flying, so you don't need to worry about them. But it seems like taking out Husky Husks is where this weapon struggles. You are going to send them flying, so if you shoot this into a trap tunnel and you're not doing a propane mission, it's going to be really effective. It's going to slow them down heavily, as well as snaring them. Because as you can see, they are being snared. That's how we're getting the extra 30% damage. So overall, this is a very decent weapon. As I said at the start, it has been power crept slightly by some of the newer explosives. But overall, it's still a pretty decent weapon. It does chew through your explosive ammo, so you're going to constantly be reloading and crafting new ammo. Keep that in mind. Performs well against smashers, and with this build in particular, you might need to run crit rating instead of an extra damage. But apart from that, I'm glad you watched the video. Like and subscribe, always appreciated. And I'm sorry if this video wasn't as high quality as others. I'm trying to push out a few videos today because I'm not actually here tomorrow, on Monday. So I'm going to have to record another video in advance. Anyhow, thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, fuck.